Hi, welcome to my site. I'm so glad you're here. Have you ever found yourself in a hopeless situation? Have the cares of the world just overwhelmed you, or the cares of motherhood or the stresses of jobs just gotten you in a place that you just don't know what to do? Well, I was in the same place several years ago, and God showed me something that completely transformed my life. And I would like to share that with you if you don't mind. So, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years ago, my marriage was struggling. My children were in a serious state of rebellion, and I felt hopeless. I did not know what to do except pray. And pray I did, and I prayed hard. And Father spoke to me. He said, you can trust Jesus. Be like Him. Just that, simply be like Him. So it kind of shook me because I thought I was already doing that because I've been a Christian all my life. And I didn't really think I had to change. But regardless, I took those words and I applied them to every area of my life. I was going to be like Jesus in every area of my life. Nothing was too small and nothing was off limits. So the first area I decided to be like Christ in was the way I served. But first I had to say, well, how did Christ serve? And so I looked at His life and I realized that Christ served 100% selflessly. He served when it was inconvenient and when He was tired. He served always with a good attitude and with His all. He always gave His best. And He served even to the point of death. And so I knew that if Christ served like that, then I needed to follow His amazingly great example and serve like Him. So I decided I'm going to serve, and I'm going to serve closest to home, my husband. So I started to serve him the way that he needed me to serve him, selflessly, with a good attitude, even when it was inconvenient and I was tired, I served him. And wouldn't you know, my marriage started to change. Not overnight, but slowly, day by day, it changed. And I'm grateful. And then I started to serve my children the way that they needed me to serve, just like Christ served, and all my relationships. And then I applied this Christ-likeness to all areas of my life. My thoughts, how was I thinking? Were my thoughts like Christ? And I quickly found out that they were not. I was very judgmental and very negative. And so I knew that I had to tear out all of those old ways of thinking and do a spiritual remodel and replace it with Christ-like thoughts. And then my words came next. How was I speaking? Were they Christ-like? Were my words Christ-like? And no, they weren't. How was I acting? How was I reacting? How was I loving my fellow man? I was not doing a good job until I applied this Christ-like thinking to that area. And then I even dug deeper and I was like, well, how was I forgiving? Was I forgiving like Christ? Remember, He forgave even while they were pounding the stakes into His hand. He said, Lord, Father, don't hold this against them. They don't know what they're doing. Whew. Boy, that gets me even now. I needed to forgive like Christ, and that's something I'm still learning. So I started all those years ago to do a spiritual remodel on my life. I tore out areas that were un-Christ-like, and I replaced them with Christ-likeness so that I achieved spiritual happiness. And so, ladies, if you are in that place of hopelessness, I implore you to strap on your pink tool belts and get busy doing a spiritual remodel in your life as well. Tear out those things that are causing you spiritual unhappiness. Tear them out. Repent of them and replace with Christ-likeness. That is the only way. So if that's you and you want to achieve this amazing spiritual happiness and blessings beyond anything you could ever imagine, well then let's get busy together, and I'll see you on the job site. Take care.